So I told you I was about to do something amazing today, and I got an opportunity. I say the GOAT. He's not comfortable with it, but got an opportunity to come out here with this guy right here, man. Tiger, thank you for teaching me something. How good am I, or how bad am I?
Good.
I'm not good. I'm sorry for using that.
We're getting better.
We're getting better.
We're getting better.
So everybody be on the lookout. I got some lessons today from what I think is the GOAT, but Tiger Woods. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
You got it.
He said.
A lot of your career has been covering Tiger Woods. A lot of your career has been getting interviews from him and statements from his agent, Mark Steinberg. What can you tell us about everything going on in the Los Angeles area?
Well, from the photos and video that you showed and the confirmed reports we have, it obviously looks very, very serious. I mean, the car looks awful. It rolled. His luggage is out of the car. He needed to be taken in an ambulance to the hospital. His agent said he's in surgery. He reported multiple injuries to his leg or legs. We don't know exactly to what extent. Obviously, it's not good no matter what, and especially the way we're looking at that. It doesn't look good. And as I was listening there to Curtis, you just sort of hope it looks worse than it is because that's a pretty horrific scene right there. And, this is a guy who's been through a lot physically in the last several years. And obviously this is something that is quite difficult to ascertain now after all that he's been through.
Yeah, Bob, you're a senior golf reporter here. You write for ESPN.com. You follow the tour. You're at these events. And you know the difference between a Tiger tournament and another PGA Tour tournament. And we had gotten accustomed over the past couple of years, pre-fifth back surgery, of the golf world being a Tiger Woods golf world again. When you saw him with Jim Nantz on Sunday, when Jim was trying to get out of him the status of his back and whether or not he's going to be able to compete in the Masters, when you saw and heard that interview, what did you think?
Well, he didn't look great, to be honest with you. I was not there. And the amount of information that's been coming out since his latest back procedure, which was actually December 23rd, and they didn't tell us about it for nearly 3 weeks. There's just been, since then, there's been no updates. They've not told us anything. And Jim Nantz did his best to try to get it out of him. And Tiger painted a pretty bleak picture for where he was at, although that particular procedure was not believed to be serious. It was another microdiscectomy. He's had 3 of those before. He was walking the same day. It's an outpatient thing. But obviously for a guy who's had so much go on with his back, you worry about it. And there was still fairly decent hope that he'd be back for the Masters through that, although he gave no guarantees. The thing is we saw yesterday a bunch of social media posts of him hitting balls and taking part in an outing that is for a paid endorser of his, and apparently that's where he was headed again this morning. So he was able to take part in those things. Whether or not that meant he could play in a golf tournament anytime soon is something that we're all still wondering about, and obviously now is not of importance.
Yeah, in the social media posts you had referenced, I was on the course with David Spade and Dwyane Wade in the Los Angeles area. We know that Genesis was just in the Los Angeles area, a tournament with which Tiger hosts. And, of course, he was just MC at this point this year because he's not playing any golf. Historically, Bob, and I thought you said something there interesting. I want to peel back a little bit. You had said that the Tigers camp didn't make any of the golf writers aware of the surgery until sometime after. How has his camp handled this process, probably since 2013, 2014, with his injury issues, with his back, with not exactly knowing what's going on with Tiger?
Well, they've been very, very slow to announce anything. Typically, we hear about it after the fact and without a lot of details. The very first one that he had back in 2014, they told us a day later. That was March 31st of 2014, and on April 1st, they announced that he had it and that he'd be out of the Masters. He had that same procedure twice in 2015, both seemingly out of nowhere. He had one in September, and then he had another one 6 weeks later in October. And for the entirety of 2016, he didn't play. And yet they never said he would be out the whole year. We would get these 3 weeks before the Masters or 2 weeks before the Masters or 2 weeks before the U.S. Open, before the Open, the PGA, that he wasn't going to play. But they strung it along the whole time. He finally did play in the fall at his the Hero World Challenge in the Bahamas. And in 2017, he started out with 2 events, including the one all the way in Dubai where he only played 1 round, and he didn't play again until almost a year later, because that's when he had the spinal fusion surgery in the spring of 2017, which, as we've seen, saved his career. And he played some great golf afterward. He got as high as 6th in the world. He's won 3 tournaments, including the Masters. And I think, there's been a hope that he could regain that form again if he could just get himself healthy.